In Washington, D.C., what should have been a solemn moment on the steps of the Supreme Court turned into boos and chants against the U.S. president. People shouted, "Vote him out," as President Trump and the First Lady paid their respects to the flag-draped coffin of former Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who died last week. Ginsburg's granddaughter said her dying wish was not to be replaced until after the November presidential election. But Trump is pushing ahead. He's expected to name his nominee on Saturday. And senior Republicans are insisting tonight there will be a peaceful transition of power should President Trump lose that election. They're doing that because Trump said something alarming yesterday when a reporter asked him directly if he will commit to a smooth transition of power. This was his answer.
Well, we're going to have to see what happens. You know that I've been complaining very strongly about the ballots, and the ballots are a disaster.
I understand that, but people are rioting. Do you commit to making sure that there's a peaceful transfer of power?
We want to get rid of the ballots, and we'll have a very peaceful. There won't be a transfer, frankly. There'll be a continuation.
A continuation. The answer should have been a simple yes. It's enshrined in the U.S. Constitution that whoever loses must relinquish the presidency. Trump says all kinds of wild things, but as Jackson Proskow reports, this is something that shouldn't be ignored.
Never has a U.S. president shown such open disregard for an election.
We're going to have to see what happens.
40 days before the vote, and Donald Trump has mounted a full-out assault, claiming it will be impossible for him to lose legitimately.
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
Refusing to commit to a peaceful transfer of power if he's voted out.
Get rid of the ballots, and we'll have a very peaceful. There won't be a transfer, frankly. There'll be a continuation.
What country are we in? Look, he says the most irrational things.
Historians see something much more alarming: the language of authoritarianism.
All of this is meant to, again, discount confidence, to destroy confidence that our systems can work.
The use of mail-in ballots during the pandemic has only increased the odds of a disputed election. Lawyers for both Republicans and Democrats are already duking it out over which votes should count, amidst warnings there may not be a result for weeks.
If the election is close, there might be a lull period in which we don't know who wins. And I think it's reasonable to be concerned about what might happen in that sort of period.
Trump seems to be preparing for chaos, claiming this election will be decided by the courts, not the voters.
It's a scam. The scam will be before the United States Supreme Court.
The president is rushing to fill the vacancy left by the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, should he need it for that fight.
Trump is aiming to do what his contemporaries in Turkey and Russia now do, which is to use the institutions of democracy to maintain themselves in power.
But Trump's claims of voter fraud have consistently been proven false. 4 years ago, he claimed that the election he won was rigged without providing any evidence. On Thursday, the FBI director testified that there is no evidence of any coordinated voter fraud campaign by mail or any other means. Jackson Proskow, Global News, Washington.